Hello, everyone. Do you ever feel confused when you hear an English phrase that doesn't make sense literally?
You're not alone, Emma. Idioms can be tough. They don't always mean what you think they mean.
Exactly. But don't worry, we are here to help you understand them clearly. Today's episode is all about making sense of one popular idiom.
That's right. Welcome to the English Speaking School podcast. I'm John.
And I'm Emma. We're so happy you're here to learn with us today.
Today, we're going to talk about the idiom cut corners. Have you heard it before?
It sounds a bit unusual, doesn't it? But it's very common in everyday English. We'll explain what cut corners means and how you can use it naturally.
Before we go further into cut corners, a quick note for all our listeners. If you're finding our explanations helpful and getting solutions to your English problems, make sure to subscribe to our podcast.
Yes, subscribing means you won't miss any new episodes. We're always sharing useful tips, like understanding that cut corners means to do something poorly to save time or money, not actually cutting a physical corner.
Exactly. Getting our episodes delivered straight to you means you'll keep learning and improve your English, avoiding common mix-ups like using cut corners when you just mean turn a corner.
That's a perfect example, John, of why idioms are tricky for English learners. Our brains naturally try to understand each word on its own.
Exactly. The biggest problem is trying to take words like cut and corners literally. But with cut corners, the meaning is figurative, not about physically cutting anything at all.
So learners might hear cut corners and imagine someone literally cutting paper, or like a car going fast around a street corner. This literal interpretation is the root cause of the confusion. The key is to remember that idioms have a secret meaning beyond their individual words.
So, Emma, if the problem is thinking literally, what's the first step to solving it?
The most important mindset shift is to stop trying to understand idioms word by word. For cut corners, don't think about cut and corners separately. Instead, learn the whole phrase as one unit.
Right. So instead of thinking of cutting and corners individually, we need to think of cut corners as one single block of meaning. It's like learning a new vocabulary word, but it's a phrase.
Exactly. Treat idioms like cut corners as fixed expressions. The meaning isn't in cut or corners alone, but in the whole phrase. So when you hear cut corners, immediately think do something badly to save time or money. Don't try to picture anyone with scissors.
Okay, let's put this into practice with an example. Imagine you have a friend, Mike. Mike is building a new shelf for his books.
Sounds like a common task. So Mike is building a shelf. What happens?
Well, Mike was in a hurry and didn't want to spend too much money on strong wood. So he decided to cut corners by using cheaper, weaker materials and not bothering to make all the joints perfectly tight.
Ah, I see. And what happened to the shelf?
Exactly. A few weeks later, when he put heavy books on it, the shelf broke. He cut corners on the quality to save time and money, and it didn't work out. If you understand cut corners as one meaning, do something badly to save time or money. The story makes perfect sense.
That's a great example, John. If you tried to picture Mike literally cutting a corner off a piece of wood, the story would be very confusing. But by learning cut corners as a whole idea, you immediately understand he used poor quality materials or craftsmanship.
Okay, so learning idioms as one whole unit is super helpful. But there's another powerful way to tackle them, a different angle.
That's right, John. Our second solution is to pay close attention to the context where you hear or read the idiom. For cut corners, thinking about the situation helps a lot.
Exactly. Instead of just learning cut corners equals do something badly, try to notice who is saying it, what they're talking about, and why they're saying it. Is it about a project, money, quality?
When you hear "don't cut corners on safety," for example, the word safety immediately tells you it's about doing something properly, not literally cutting anything. The surrounding words are huge clues.
So actively listen or read for the words around the idiom. They often give you big hints about the true meaning. This way, even if you forget the exact definition, the context can guide you. Let's try another scenario. Imagine you're working for a company and your boss says, "We have to finish this new product by Friday, but whatever you do, don't cut corners on the safety features."
Ah, that's a perfect context. When you hear safety features, it immediately tells you that cut corners means don't reduce quality or skip important steps to save time or money. You understand the boss wants the product to be safe, not that they're worried about actual corners being cut.
Exactly. The context of safety features makes it clear that doing something badly could have serious consequences. If the idiom were about cutting a physical corner, it wouldn't make sense with safety features at all. Okay, so we've talked about learning idioms as a whole unit and using context. Now, for a super quick win, a 2-minute trick you can do right away.
Yes, our quick tip for cut corners is this. When you learn a new idiom, immediately write down or say aloud one short, practical example sentence that clearly shows its meaning.
For cut corners, don't just memorize "do something badly." Instead, make a sentence like "never cut corners on safety" or "he cut corners to save money." The shorter, the better.
This trick helps you learn the idiom as a fixed phrase and gives it context at the same time. You're training your brain to see cut corners and immediately connect it to a real-life situation, like doing something poorly, instead of individual words.
Okay, everyone, that brings us to the end of our discussion on cut corners. Let's quickly recap the most important takeaways from today's episode.
First, remember to learn idioms like cut corners as one whole unit, not by trying to understand each word separately. It's a single block of meaning.
Second, always pay close attention to the context. The surrounding words and the situation will give you powerful clues about the idiom's true meaning.
And third, our quick win. When you learn a new idiom, immediately create and practice one short practical example sentence for it. This cements both the meaning and the context.
With these strategies, you'll be able to confidently understand and use idioms like cut corners in no time. You won't be confused by literal interpretations anymore.
Now for your quick challenge. Today, try to use cut corners in a simple sentence or thought. For instance, think about a time you or someone else cut corners on a task, even if it's just in your head. The more you use it, the better you'll remember it.
That's a great challenge, Emma. Keep practicing and you'll see your English vocabulary and comprehension grow exponentially. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. They're part of learning.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us today on the English Speaking School podcast. We hope you feel more empowered to tackle English idioms.
We're always here to help you on your language journey. Don't forget to subscribe for more useful tips and explanations. Until next time, happy learning.